trust. We try to create this space on most Mondays to talk about issues associated with living well and aging well, and perhaps how Four Seasons may be of service. If you have any questions or comments, please, you can drop them in the comments box from whichever platform you're viewing live or later. Please go to our website, which is fourseasonscare.org. Please spell out the number four, fourseasonscare.org, or please call us at 866 466 9734. Well, I hope you were able to view our session last week where Coral Allman joined me to talk about trusts. And we are so grateful and delighted to report that the Van Winkle Law Firm will now, as of October 1st, be serving as the title sponsor for this session, Ask a Care Navigator, Mondays with Maureen. I'm so grateful to Coral and her teammates and partners in practice there, not only for supporting Four Seasons, but for supporting care navigation. So you need to know that the Van Winkle Law Firm is one of the most respected law firms in North Carolina, and they provide an exceptional level of service and quality representation for individuals, families, corporations, and helping businesses, personal, commercial business, and estate planning matters. And that's what Coral has helped periodically over the last few years. She's joined me periodically, in particular, to talk about estate planning needs. So stay tuned for more. As of October 1st, the Van Winkle Law Firm is the sponsor, title sponsor for Ask a Care Navigator, Mondays with Maureen. I'm excited and thank you. All right, today is my annual, or even more often, or sometimes a little less, review of how to create a go bag. It's fall, seasons are changing, kids are in school. There's just always a reframe somehow for most of us in the month of September. So do you have a go bag? In fact, I have a whole list. It's called Preparing for the Unexpected, Trip to the Emergency Room. And I will be glad to email you this list of things to include in a go bag. And there may be other things, so let me know. And a go bag is basically something you keep in your closet and you just leave there. You just leave it there until it's time to go to the emergency room. This is particularly helpful for people who live alone, so they can just grab and go. So I want to create one right here. Well, I usually have something ready to go, but I want to do a little show and tell, which I enjoy using. And I have my Four Seasons, shamelessly promoting Four Seasons bag here. But one of the top things on the list is you want to have a change of clothing. It's really important. If you wind up in the emergency room, you might get messy while you're there. It might be messy en route, or for whatever reason. Bring an extra change of clothing. In fact, if you also are one who has to wear disposable briefs, include a disposable brief in here too. And so bring extras, because I'll be honest, emergency rooms probably won't have what you like if they have any at all. You might want to bring some moist hand wipes or some hand sanitizer. Just get a travel size. Keep it in there. You want to take personal care items like deodorant. Again, you can just get a travel size. Put that in there. Some toothpaste and a toothbrush. We all get these every 6 months when we go to the dentist, right, for a cleaning. Keep a set in here. Bring some floss. These personal care items that mean something to us. Those are very helpful. Sometimes it might be helpful for some people to include a reassuring or a comforting object. This happens to be a sachet that I love, and it contains lavender, which is really relaxing for me. Those of you who like essential oils might want to have something that smells comforting and good to you, but you can put that in your go bag too. So far it's just clothing and personal care items that we put in here, and something that's comforting. Oh, another thing, you'll want to bring a plastic bag in case your clothing gets soiled or bloodied, or if you want to even bring it home. It's just helpful to put any of your soiled clothing in there. Quite honestly, I put most of this stuff in this big bag. It's a 2-gallon size hefty Ziploc, and that way I just grab and go, and everything is in there. But it's also helpful to have this bag to carry. All right, you want to include your cell phone if you have one. Let me get mine here, and the power cord that I was charging it on. But you'll only include your cell phone at the moment you're going out the door with you. You don't want to leave this. This is the only thing you don't want to leave in the bag. But what you do want in your go bag is an extra set for a phone charger. I can't tell you how many times people go into the emergency room. I know because I show up there to help them, and they have their cell phone and it's going dead, but they don't have their chargers. These are cheap enough, y'all. Get the AC adapter and a phone cord, charging cord. Put it in your go bag and leave it there, okay? But remember to bring your cell phone as you're going out the door. And what you want to be sure to include in your cell phone are at least 2 ICE contacts, ICE, in case of emergency contacts. That way they can be found real quickly on your home screen. There's a way to get there. This is my cell phone, my iPhone. And if I just push the power and the up volume button, it takes you to my medical ID information that anybody can access. And it'll have if you have at least 2 ICE contacts in there, they will pop up on your home screen. Okay. We can talk about how to make sure your home screen on your emergency screen on your cell phone, what information you should have there someday. But anyway, cell phone with at least 2 emergency contact numbers in case of emergency. Okay, now you want to have at least one document, and I haven't typed it up, but I'm just giving you the titles. One document that contains the following information: a list of all of your allergies and medications. I can't emphasize this enough. Allergies and medications. Whether the EMS personnel are coming to your house and you anticipate being taken away, or you get dropped off at the emergency room, or you drive there yourself, this is essential. This is essential for first responders. Huge. A list of your allergies and medications. In fact, there's a way to put that on your emergency page on your cell phone. That's for another day. So a list of allergies and your medications and any supplements, and not just the list, but how often you take them, what the doses are, how many milligrams, how many units, how many micrograms, how often you take your medications, okay? So have that on your list. Another thing to have on your list is contact information for your physicians. Dr. Jones is my cardiologist, a contact phone number, because there may be multiple Dr. Joneses who are cardiologists, or may just be listing your primary care provider. What's that doctor's name and phone number? Please list that. Another thing to include on that one-page list, key family members and their contact information, because you might be there by yourself and somebody needs to be contacting your family members. You may not have an advocate or a care navigator like me. I may not be the one doing this for you. It would be a privilege to be on your team. Okay, so key family members. Another key member, this might be helpful to you, many of you, is to have a faith community leader, name and contact number. Sometimes that's very helpful. Oops. And finally, on your list, it's just going to be one pager with this information on it, a list of helpful friends and their contact information, their phones or cell phone numbers. Okay, so all of these little things right here will go on one document, right? The allergies and medications, the contact information for your physicians, key family members, maybe a faith community leader, and finally the names and phone numbers for helpful friends. Okay, so one page with that, if any of this is applicable. Now, the next thing is really important. These are topics that you've heard me talk about if you follow me for any length of time. But here we go. What you want to have is a copy, not an original, a copy of your driver's license. Do not put your original driver's license in there. Don't bring your wallets. Don't bring your purses. Don't do it. Don't do it. I can't emphasize enough. So make a copy of your driver's license. Put it in your bag. Make a copy of your insurance card, the front and the back. Okay? Oops, I got it upside down. No, I don't. These are samples. Make a copy of your insurance card, right? The front and the back. Put it in your bag. Do not bring your original insurance information. Don't do it. You might lose it. Bring a copy of your state-issued Medicaid ID card. This is the one for North Carolina. Don't bring the originals. Don't do it. And you'll also want to have a copy of your Medicare card if that's your insurance. Okay, don't bring your wallet, don't bring your originals, don't bring your social security cards. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even make a copy of that to put in there. Don't put your social security number in here at all. But if you do have Medicare, bring a copy of that. Okay? Those are important documents that you don't want to lose the originals. And so you make copies to put in your go bag. Also, what you want to have copies of are any advance directives. This is the healthcare power of attorney in the state of North Carolina. You'll want a copy of that. This is the advance directive for a natural death, also known as a living will in the state of North Carolina. You will want a copy of that. If you are someone who has a 5 wishes document, you'll want a copy of that in here. And it's also a really good idea if you have a durable power of attorney, or here in North Carolina, the form is called a statutory short form power of attorney. This is sometimes what people call the business or the financial power of attorney. You'll want to have a copy of that. Okay? Put that in your go bag. Now, finally, well, almost finally, there are 2 documents that can't be copied, but you want it in your go bag. All right? You can have more than one of these. One is a do not resuscitate order. I've talked about these before. If you have a do not resuscitate order, you want one of those in your go bag. You know, your physicians can provide you with more than one. One of my favorite clients, actually one of my favorite clients who told me about creating this bag when she was 95, she had 3. She had one in her go bag. She had 4 actually. One in her go bag, one on her refrigerator, one in her glove compartment box, and then one in her go bag, right? Did I get that right? I got them all. Yeah, refrigerator, go bag. Oh, and in her purse. She had one in her purse, but she wasn't going to take her purse to the emergency room. But these documents have to be in their original form. These are not valid if they are photocopies. So if you don't have one of these, that's fine. But if you do, you want to have an original, because if you're in the ambulance on the way to the emergency room and your heart stops beating or you stop breathing, they will not perform CPR if this exists. Okay? And finally, if you have one of these documents, is the most form in the state of North Carolina. I've talked about this a lot, and I'll do it every year. Medical orders for scope of treatment. Here again, this is a form that has to be on an original on this color paper, and it talks about the limits and the extents of interventions that you'd like to have in certain areas. Again, the same client. She had one in her go bag, one on her refrigerator, one in her purse, and one in her glove box. They have to be originals. You get these from your physicians or clinical providers, physicians, nurse practitioners, or physician's assistants. These are both medical orders, so they have to be signed by someone with prescribing abilities. Those are kind of the essential documents. Now, you're also encouraged, if you'd like, to bring some change, maybe to get to vending machine. Although I was with a client a week and a half ago at the emergency room, and she wanted some water. And I went to the vending machine, and I just was able to use my phone to scan in my Apple Wallet to get her bottled water. But bring some change, maybe for snacks or the vending machine, or maybe a book or a magazine or something that might keep you entertained. These are all things that can just stay in the go bag so that when you need it, you just grab it and go. It's that simple. So just have your go bag. Make sure that anybody that knows you and checks on you with frequency knows where it is, or a family member just knows where your go bag is. These usually just stick in a corner of a closet, and it really works. It really works. This client who taught me about this and told me about all the originals that she had, she crafted one for herself, and she really did need it twice. Needed to go to the emergency room and had to grab it and go. And she had everything she needed in here. And my phone number was in her cell phone that she grabbed and took with her to the ER so that she could just contact me if needed. So that worked out well. So if I'm going out the door, grab this, go, put that in there too. Okay? So it's a really simple thing. And I just recently, about 2 weeks ago, heard a story on All Things Considered on NPR, someone crafting a go bag. And everything that was being suggested in that story was on here already. So there you go. Some people also tell me if they're diabetics and they have some of the very special monitoring equipment, or types of medications for that, or journals for that might be helpful too, or certainly something to ingest should their blood sugar be dropping. But of course, you're in an emergency room or an ambulance. But if you're en route in somebody's car to the emergency room and you're diabetic, make sure you have something that might help you should your blood sugar drop suddenly. Okay. So something to think about, craft a go bag. It's hard to run around and find all this stuff in an emergent moment. Have it ready to go for yourself. I think this is part of living well and aging well. And if you'd like for me to email you this full list of preparing for the unexpected, a trip to the emergency room, and how to craft a go bag, please contact us. You can call us at 866-466-9734. Go to our website, fourseasonscare.org. And from there, you can send a web inquiry, or you can drop your information in the box here, although I don't know that all of you would want your contact information out there for the world to see. But I would be glad to email this to you. Please, I want all of you to be prepared for the unexpected. And I hope you never have to use this. All righty. Well, again, I want to say thank you to the Van Winkle Law Firm for they're going to be our title sponsor starting October 1st. For when we join on most Mondays. Now, next Monday is September 22nd, and I will not be with you. There will not be a session. But I want you to join me on September 29th at noon, where Tiffany Charlson from the local PACE program for all-inclusive care, she will join me. Actually, I'll be meeting her at the PACE program here in Asheville. And we're going to talk about what is PACE, because I think some of you all may want to know about this for yourselves, but especially for your loved ones. Have a wonderful Monday, everyone, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care, and thank you.